In this lesson, I'll be demonstrating how I cook my tripe. So I've rinsed them. So you can cut yours in desired shapes and then just rinse. So you need to cook this. You need to boil this for at least 2 to 3 hours, depending on how soft you prefer yours to be. So what we need to do first is I'll add my tripe in the pot. Okay, so I'll add it in the pot. Then I'll add my water. So you need to be adding water gradually until they are soft. So also add 1 tablespoon of salt. Okay. So then I'll let this cook. Okay, so now I've put my tripes on the stove. So I'll let them cook for 2 to 3 hours, as I said earlier. So come to check on them once they are done. But you should remember to be checking on them and be adding water gradually whenever the water runs out. Okay, so I've been boiling my tripe for 3 hours now and they're ready. So at this stage, what I do is I make sure to leave uh, the extra water in the pot. Okay, I make sure not to like completely dry out the water. So this extra water, what I need to do now is I will need to remove it from the tripe, okay? Because it tends to make my soup a little bit too sticky. So I'll remove this. I'll remove the soup, this extra soup. I'll remove it from the pot. Then I'll set the tripe aside and then we can begin making the soup. Okay, so for the tripe soup, these are the things I'll be using. So you will need beef stock or any gravy of your choice. I'll also be using some stock cubes here, beef stock cubes. You can use a barbecue spice, but I prefer using steak and chops. Then you also be needing some curry powder, paprika, as well as black pepper. So you also be needing some salt, blended tomatoes or grated. I had mine blended, and you also be needing 1 large onion and green pepper. So you also be needing some vegetable oil. So these are the things we'll be using to make the soup for the tripe. Okay, so now we'll add 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil to the pot. So add 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Then we'll soak our onions. Cook our onions for 2 seconds. And after which, we'll add back our tripe. So you add them back to the pot. Then sit together with the onions. We'll cook for 2 minutes. And so after 2 minutes, we can now add our blended tomatoes. Mix. And at this stage, we can now add our spices. So we'll add half a teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of steak and chops, a 1/4 teaspoon of curry powder. Then we'll add some black pepper, followed by half a teaspoon of salt. Okay, so we need to mix this together. Just stir. Okay, after stirring this, we can now, at this stage, you need to add your beef broth. Okay, the stock cube that we had prepared earlier. So what you do is you add it. And then you need to add bisto. So add 1 tablespoon of bisto. Make sure to dissolve it in some water, and you add it to the mixture. So we'll allow this to cook and thicken. Okay, so let this cook. So you cover this, allow it to cook. Okay, so as your soup is thickening, you can add just an extra stock. Okay, so you add it, just throw it in there. Okay, and just cover and continue to cook. Okay, so my soup has thickened now, and at this stage I can now add my paper. So this is how it looks like. And now we can add green paper in there. We can just cook the green pepper in there for a minute, and then we can remove from the stove. So this is how they look like. You can now serve them.